Library Out Loud updates you all about the fun and interesting things going on in the Spokane County Library District. Sponsored by STCU and the Spokane County Library District.
Good morning and welcome to Library Out Loud. I'm Jane Baker with the Spokane County Library District. And coming up a little later in the show, Erin Dodge is going to be joining me, and we're going to be talking about all the things that would have normally been our summer reading program, but are going to be done a little differently. So parents, make sure and hang in there for the second half of the program. And I'm glad you're here for the first half of the program, because joining me today are Gwendolyn Haley and Mary Ellen Brax. Almost changed your name there, Mary Ellen. And we're talking about great things for parents also today. So welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining me again today.
Thank you.
I seem to get you a lot of meetings by having you on this program on Thursday mornings. So, thank me for that later, right? Today we're talking about something new called family kits. And I was kind of, behind the scenes calling them take and make. And actually, I think I heard that from one of you guys. But let's talk about family kits and what all that means. Sure. Gwendolyn, why don't we start with you? What are family kits?
Sure. Well, basically, we have been brainstorming and trying to think of a way for families to experience programming, even though we're not able to have the libraries open the way we have it every other summer. And so we put together our team, and we started talking about all the kinds of activities and how could we basically make a program like experience that families can pick up from the library and do at home. So we don't have the gatherings of 100 kids that we normally would have in the summertime, and being mindful of that. And so we started thinking about themes and ideas of things that families could take home and would be kind of scalable, whether your kids are younger or maybe older, kind of the tweeny age, in that kind of 4th or 5th or 6th grade range. And so a couple of different activities in a bag that families could pick up and take with them. And that's sort of in a nutshell what we were thinking of, but really trying to find something to replace those learning opportunities that the library provides in person throughout the summer in a way that's accessible for families, whether they're able to get online for some of our other programs or not.
Mm-hmm. So some activities for the bag or the kit will include all of the supplies to do an activity. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Mary Ellen, fill you in on this too. What kind of activities are we looking at?
Oh, we've got a variety of activities. We've got a great team of librarians working on these activities right now. So we've got 8 different themes throughout the summer. So each week will be a different theme. So we've got some things like making a catapult that they can do. Gwendolyn, you can help me out with some of the other activities that they're thinking about too. But, they're looking for some things like just some crossword puzzles or paper things that we can put in there. And most of the activities that we're going to have in there are going to be things that are pretty easy to make at home with other materials that you may have at home too. So it'll probably have, a few crayons in it too, just in case, you can't find your box of crayons. Kids have been home. They're probably all over the house by now. So it's just... with the idea that they're going to be intricate enough for the older kids, but then with the idea that you can simplify them too for the younger kids so they can participate with some help. What is
the age group that you're thinking on?
Really kind of elementary school.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
age group, yeah, kind of that
Mhm.
kind of 5 to 11 or 12, depending on their interest. And each week we'll have a different one, and we're asking families to limit themselves to maybe once a month, picking up a kit as supplies are available. We've never done this before, so we're really
Mhm.
interested. That's a mild way of putting it, to see
Mhm.
how it goes and what the response is. And so we're kind of going to be watching and tweaking. If it's wildly popular, then we'll need to plan for more. But we really wanted to make a way for families again to have engaging things that they could do, and a way for them to easily get the supplies that they may not have at home. So families at home, probably have scissors and glue and crayons, those kinds of our basic art supplies, but they don't have necessarily like all the craft popsicle sticks and some of the other kinds of things we're going to need.
Okay, so that sounds awesome. So then, elementary school kids and they're home for the summer. They can't. We're not doing any in-person programs at the library. So pick up a kit. And
Mhm.
so, how do I know where? When? All right. First of all, let's say, when does this start? I have a date here, the week of July 6th, right? So we're gonna
Mhm.
wait till right after the Fourth
Yeah.
of July holiday,
Mhm.
and then.
Yeah.
Um, if I recall correctly, we will do a post on Facebook saying
Mhm.
when the
Yeah.
kits are available. And then from there, what does a parent do to get a kit?
Well, right now we have curbside pickup. And so when
Mhm.
they come to the library to do curbside pickup, they could, the way that curbside pickup works, you pull in and you call and say, I'm here to pick up my holds and whatever else. And at that point, they might also say, I'd like a family kit if you have any available. We're still kind of working out how to make that work. We might be using a way to place to request them. So watch Facebook, because there'll be more instructions, because we kind of work on the
Yeah,
back end details. Supplies are
sure.
limited, so
Mhm.
we'll be asking people to kind of pay attention. And I think we had talked about, Mary Ellen, were we going to use Evanced or for people to reserve? That was one.
Yeah, I
There
think
was.
we have talked about trying that, so that we can
Mhm,
tell how many people are interested, since
mhm.
we really have no clue how popular this will be. So
Yeah,
yeah, we're looking for some ways to kind of give us more of an indication how many people will be showing up at each location. So that's
yeah.
Okay,
a
so
good way to do it, you know? We'll try it and see. We may have to
this is
readjust. So yeah.
yeah, agree. This is a whole new world for libraries. I mean, curbside
Mhm,
pickup, we kind of had the retail model to look at, to pattern
mhm,
after,
Yeah.
with the exception being we have stuff that also comes back to us. But we had something to look
mhm,
at there. We're kind of doing that with this too, but again, a whole new world for us, something we haven't tried before. So our
mhm.
customers have been really awesome as far as being there patient with us as we
Yeah.
figure out these.
Yeah.
So then, will these family kits be available at through curbside pickup at all of our libraries?
I think they may not be available at the bookend, because as we were
Yeah.
planning, curbside wasn't
Yeah.
available yet. But now that it
Yeah.
is, that may change. So I think the
Okay.
best thing is to watch our what another good reason to follow the library on Facebook, right? And
Right.
social media, because you don't want to miss things like
Mhm.
this that will have more
Yeah.
details. But yeah, so there'll be a limited supply at each of our library locations. And then from there, people will just be able to pick it up through curbside, or once the county enters phase 3, whenever that is, then they may be able to come into the library and pick things up as well.
Mhm.
But, curbside is sort of the model we're shooting for. And we'll see how it goes. And we're excited, because we really wanted to make a way to connect our library users and our families and our community with those learning opportunities and those hands-on learning opportunities that they expect from us, in a
Mhm.
meaningful way. And we're hoping that this will kind of help fill that need for some families. And then we have so many other things going on this summer, and we're constantly in meetings, Mary Ellen and I, talking about, well, what else could we be doing? How else could we be serving our community? And what else needs to happen? And so, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of new things, a lot of meetings going on. So we have themes for these family kits. Let's just quickly talk about a couple of the themes. I know the first one starts with Knights and Dragons, which is
Yes.
very exciting. But what are some of the other themes that are coming up?
Sure. The theme for this summer is imagine your story. So we're taking a kind of imagination and fairy tales as our jumping off point. I know we were talking about doing mythical creatures and rare beasts and things like that as
Yeah,
one of our
fantastical
themes.
beasts. Mm-hmm.
Fantastical
Mm-hmm.
beasts, yeah. And let's see what else,
Mhm.
Mary Ellen. I know we were talking about maybe
Magic is one of them.
a magic kit, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then something about robotics
Yeah.
because that kind of captures our
Mm-hmm.
imagination.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Space is another one.
mhm, mhm,
So working some space things in there, and
that's right.
um,
Yeah. And then
yeah,
the final kit is going to be a surprise, even to us. Like we already
yeah,
decided that theme is surprise.
yeah.
And
Now,
that'll be in the last week of August.
when people pick these up, nothing has to come back on this one, right? This is
That's
just
No,
correct.
get.
It's
no, they don't
completely to
need to.
go.
Yeah. And there'll be an instruction sheet inside too. And so we'll give them the instructions on how to do the activities. Plus, there'll be some supplemental activities, coloring pages. There'll also be a list of other books that might be interested along the topic,
Mhm.
Awesome.
plus some other resources, some websites and things like that we think might be of interest to the families.
Well, this sounds like it's a lot of fun. It would be really cool if families took pictures of whatever they created
Oh,
and
Yes.
then
yeah.
posted to our Facebook so we could see what they did
Mhm.
with the kids. That's fun.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So great. This all starts the week of July 6th. Watch our
Mhm.
Facebook, and
Yes.
then you'll be able to do this through our curbside pickup. Very exciting stuff, and
Yeah.
maybe this is something we'll continue in the future. We'll see, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's right. That's right. We're doing we kind of joke about the word pivot a lot at the library, and we're doing our best to provide as many of the traditional time activities and programs, but in a less than traditional way. So kudos to you guys to be thinking creatively like this and bringing these things who are kind of stuck at home. Any final words on the kits?
No, just stay tuned and we hope that we'll use them, enjoy them and share with us what their experience is because we're always looking for ways to improve our service to the community and bring more opportunities for families to learn and play together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's great. Well, I thank you both for joining me today, and yeah, apologies to the rest of the meeting that you're arriving late, but I do appreciate you taking the time to talk about the family kits and kit. Well, people, let's stay tuned because more of these things are coming. So keep up the great
Great.
thoughts. All right.
Mhm.
Thank you both,
Mhm.
Gwendolyn and Mary
Thank you.
Ellen. Have a great day. And
Thanks,
we'll be
Jane.
right back to the Library Out Loud with Erin Dodge, and we'll be talking more details about some of our summer programs. We'll be right back.
What? You haven't been to the library lately? Stop in today and see that the library is more than books. Spokane County Library District facilities feature on-site technology, including Wi-Fi, computers, and printers, as well as free use of meeting rooms. The Library District offers events and programs for all ages, from story times to career development and employer classes to Social Security workshops. Our staff is well trained and happy to help. Find out more about your library at scld.org.
I'm Jade Becker and I'm a senior at Chewelah High School. I'm at STCU's Money Live event. In this scenario that we played today, I was a realtor. My spouse was a city worker. We had an 11-month-old child and there was a lot of spending for that child, like diapers and formula and had to buy toys and clothing. I'm very glad that I had this experience. It was super helpful. You need this to get far and ahead in life. I'm Jade Becker and STCU is here for good.
And welcome back to Library Out Loud. I'm Jane Baker with Spokane County Library District. Joining me is Erin Dodge. Erin is our communications specialist. Her and I work very closely together. One of my favorite people. I'm glad to have you on the program, Erin. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well. We were just talking with Gwendolyn and Mary Ellen about the family kits that people will be able to start picking up and take home and do some crafts and activities at home. That's starting in July. But you're here today because we're talking about some of our summer programs that we had planned as our regular summer reading, having lots of kids and activities in the libraries with our different performances and presenters. So we're doing it a little differently this year, and that's what you're here to talk about. So I'm excited about this conversation. One of the first things coming up is happening real soon on July 22nd, and that is Eric Herman and the Puppy Dogs. Eric Herman has been to the library in previous summers. He's a big hit. He's so enjoyable. And this year, he's doing a special program for us. Erin, how do we get to see Eric this year?
So this year it's going to be a live stream on Facebook. So a little bit different than events that we had last year. And it's going to be some new songs, all the same kind of crazy antics. If you saw him at the park last year, someone was dressed up as one of the T-Rex costumes and did the dances, and the puppy dogs, they have someone dressed up as a puppy dog, and there's a lot of interaction for the kids of dancing and enjoying the songs.
So Facebook is, how would we get through a pandemic without social media? It's amazing that we'll be able to broadcast this program on Facebook. So it's coming up at 2:00 on June 22nd, and that's Eric Herman and the Puppy Dogs. And if you can't make it at that time, you'll still be able to view the program for at least a week.
Right, for a week.
And is that also on Facebook that you'll be able to view that?
Yes, through Facebook. Check our videos in Facebook and you'll see it there.
All right. And so Eric's been great adapting to, his program for us and letting us broadcast that. But beyond Eric, there's other things coming up. We also have mythical mysteries and creatures. I'm trying to read my own handwriting here. That one is also coming up on June 23rd, right?
Yeah, that's Tuesday. All of these events are at 2 p.m. That one you have to register for. Author Kelly Milner Halls. And she does a lot of research for her books. And then she's got all this extra information to share with the kids. And it's going to be live. You can ask her questions and she'll answer. And that one's on Tuesday. And unicorns, mermaids, sort of like, these are in our stories and our folk tales and our fairy tales, and why are they so prominent in all those stories? So it'll be good.
She is so enjoyable. And then the next day, on Wednesday, the 24th, we have Magic Tricks and Secrets. And this is magician Jeff Evans.
He is so good. He's a great close-up magician, and he's going to tell you how he does it. He's going to reveal the secrets so you can start doing magic as well. And there'll be a supply list. You have to register for that as well. So you can, if you have the supplies at home, you can start practicing right away.
So instead of just doing magic tricks for us, he's actually going to show us how to do our own magic tricks. Oh, that's fabulous. Now, when you're saying that people need to register, tell us how they register.
So the best way to do it is to go to scld.org/events, and you'll find the events on the June calendar. And you click on it, and then you just enter in your information to get registered. you'll get an email with how to log in to the event. And like I said, if there's a supply list, you'll get that information too. So if you have, you can gather your cups, your cotton balls, your magnets, your whatever you need for the trick, and to participate.
All right. So then, okay, so we've covered Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And this is all next week, starting next week. And then on Thursday, we have aliens and UFOs.
So author Kelly Milner Halls is back. And this time, like, she's written a lot of books. I think it's like over 50 books. So she's researched, is there life out there? You know, what's the probability of aliens, UFOs? And so she's going to be talking about that. You can ask her questions. What did she find? What can she share? And so it's going to be another great discussion. And I'm sure she always has props. So she probably has a few things that she's found, whether it's like a meteorite, who knows, or, you know, something somebody's written about aliens. So we'll see.
The thing about Kelly Milner Halls is, while these are programs for kids, she's fascinating
Yes.
for adults as well. Yeah, I had the opportunity to see her last year, and I was totally amazed. And I have no little children anymore, so it's also entertaining for adults to sit in on some of her sessions. And then on, let's see, I have Tuesday, June 30th. Is that correct, for Extreme Science with Radical Rick?
Yes, and if your kids have done an after-school program or come to the library and done Extreme Science with Radical Rick, you will know how much they love it. My son actually wanted to be, he's like, I want to be a scientist, all because of Radical Rick. So it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. He's going to also, you have to register. He's going to provide a supply list. You're going to do like a hover car. He's going to show you how to make one out of just, you know, not a car for humans, but a car that, like a toy car. And it's going to be great. He's going to talk about air pressure and different things like that. And he's so fabulous. He explains and shows science in such a way that you get it. You really understand the concepts, and it's wonderful. It's fun and entertaining and educational. So, yeah.
I've been lucky enough to have Rick on the program before, and he's brought science projects, tricks, whatever, and he's always so enjoyable. He's kind of like a local celebrity these days, Radical Rick is. So these are all part of our summer programs. And to recap again, Eric, Herman, and the Puppy Dogs is on Facebook. No registration necessary. You can just tune in and watch. But the rest of the programs are registration, and you can do all that through the events section of our website, which is scld.org. Along with those programs that are starting next week and going all summer, we also have the Summer Reading Challenge. Erin, can you talk a little bit about how that works?
Yeah, so that is it's an online tracker. You can also have an app on your phone, and you put in your minutes reading. And if you have kids, it's easy for them to start reading a book and hit a button, and it'll like track how long they're reading. And then when they're done, they hit the button again, and there it is. They've tracked their minutes. But it has other things too. Our librarians crafted activities, things like helping out around the house or taking a walk around the neighborhood, or you know, something with a new hike, or just some different things, going to a farmer's market and creating a fresh meal. So some different activities that you could earn badges, and then, you know, you can start bragging like, I have 15 badges. That's pretty amazing. If you ever actually, if you got 15, that'd be really amazing. But they also have other activities like writing, and sort of doing any kind of exercise. So it's meant to keep not just kids, it's also adults, keep everybody active. And this year we have it in different age groups. So if you don't have kids, you just sign up for the adult challenges and you're ready to go. And then they have it tiered for teens and kids, and I think very small children. So kind of the activities are a little bit different. They're geared towards age, so that they're something that people can actually do. So it's going to be great.
So while we call it the Summer Reading Challenge, it's actually more than just reading. There's other challenges, and good point. It is for all ages. So adults can participate as well.
And
Great.
recommendations that you can sign up for. You can review books. So if you found a book really enjoyable, you review it, other people can see that and then kind of based on your advice go, hey, maybe I want to read that. So it's pretty interactive and kind of connects you to the rest of the folks in the county reading. So yeah.
And then you and I are in this world all the time, but let's remind people who are not, how do you get to the Summer Reading Challenge? It's on our
so
website.
You could get there, or you can go directly, and it's scld.beanstack. That's BEANSTACK.org.
Got it.
I think it's .org. I believe it's .org.
But it also, it's on our homepage of our website, scld.org. Okay. Great.
So you could just click.
Correct. So these are all programs for kids. They all start next week. Check out our website, scld.org, or in case you missed any of what we discussed. But there's also adult programs that are on the way. We're doing a Medicare 101 program. That's Tuesday, June 30th. And that is a complex world. And if you're looking for some information on the Medicare program, that is also coming up, and you can see that on scld.org. Erin, any final words about all the fabulous programs we have going on this summer?
Look out for a little bit later in summer some Bubble Mania and some smoothies. So we're going to be doing programs where people at home, they'll have to get their own bubbles and get their ingredients together. But we're going to talk about concocting great summer smoothies, and we're going to be doing bubbles.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to that.
That sounds fabulous. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today and talking about some of the great summer programs and how people can get connected virtually with us and keep the kids busy and entertained all summer. Thanks for joining me, Erin. And that's it for this time on Library Out Loud. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Thanks for watching. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or check out any of our other programs on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com. Sponsored by the Spokane County Library District and STCU.